This song? Did you write some lyrics to this?
I did not. No.
Some heat?
Not. Still no.
We need you
no
to.
for me.
We need you to deliver some heat.
Why I gotta deliver the heat? Why can't you deliver the heat?
You're good at writing.
That's true. I am good at
So-
writing. I agree. I'll write some heat to this. Let me go on vacation and write a 16 of this shit, man. I'm saying, like, I need to be that vacation. Man. I need to feel like a fucking boss. I need to feel like fucking Rick Ross. Yo, don't cut me off. I'm a fucking rapping right now, son. Relax, bro. What were you saying?
It's his part of the song, man. You'll get the next.
Edwin's gonna be like writing the lyrics on the side of a mountain because he saw like an eagle fly by and got inspired by it or something.
Bald eagle wrapped around a desert. No.
Yeah, you were close there.
I'm working on it, man. I'm working on it. Yo, when I drop though, niggas are gonna shit themselves. It's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be your
You're gonna have
summer
the whole
album.
industry. You're gonna have the whole industry like like writing afterwards. Like they got to do a response record.
They gotta compete.
You know.
They ain't ready for me. That's why I do what I do right now, because they ain't ready for me in the rap game. You know. You know.
Okay.
I'm done talking.
All right. All right. Let's get into today's episode.
Word. So this is episode, I believe, 73 of the Grindhouse Podcast. I'm your host, Edwin Cabrera, aka Steady Eddie. To my right is my homie, my day one, Chris Martin, aka Critta.
What's up, guys? Just remember to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It helps us out a lot. Share out our content. Also, if you want to support us, you can buy some merch at our store, grindhouse.store. Super easy to get to. We also got some new stuff coming soon for summer. So yeah, peep that.
And on our television set over here, we have our main man from San Diego, Whale's Vagina, as they say. JDM John, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. Yo, make sure y'all write all your lyrics down in those YouTube comments.
JDM John like, on a boat.
Hit us with like 5, maybe 6 bars, all about Edwin. You know what I'm saying? Send it. You know,
full send.
I will sign someone myself.
John will sell his boat.
I see how it is. Y'all coming after me today, huh? I'm the target.
No.
All right. Okay. I can play.
Never.
I can play. You want to play?
Yeah. Because like Chris, this record would be crazy. You know, say like I feel like Chris got something in the tuck. He's been in the studio a lot.
It's true. Spent a lot of years in the stew. So, all right, let's talk about some stuff.
Yeah, you want to kick us off with our first topic, or do you want to just defer to me because a lot of the shit is the shit that we've been working on?
Yeah, I mean, let's just pretty much talk about all the things that we've been working on behind the scenes that we haven't really talked about. Word.
So, we've been up to a lot. Our podcasting lately has been like pretty staggered. I feel like I've been pretty busy. I know you've been pretty busy. And what we've been doing is essentially is really kind of setting up the next leg of what we're trying to do with Grindhouse, which is like elevating just past what we're doing at Grindhouse, which is like focus on doing more for the community. I think we started talking about this last year. Not to say that this wasn't something that we're already going towards, but I definitely after, George Floyd passing, definitely after, all the protests over the last summer, figuring out what we can do to uplift the community, to uplift ourselves and to work with each other, this idea of the Lynn Hip Hop Wall of Fame was something I thought that would be beautiful in order to just not just uplift the city, but uplift the artists of the city. So everybody is either enjoying the music or reaping, the benefits of the work that they put in within the music themselves. Because I think I've talked about it time and time again. If you listen to this podcast, if you've met me before and had this conversation with me, you've probably heard me say this, which is like, we do not do enough to support the artists in the city. We do not do enough, and we need to do more. And we have to figure out ways to do more. And not only that, we have to work with each other in order to figure out those ways and really build something. And that's exactly what we've been doing. And so, the podcasting thing, we love doing this, but this is not just all we do.
Yeah.
And so last summer, an idea of a hip hop mural came to mind. Originally I had like like one artist specifically in mind, that mural I think should be dedicated to, and I'm not afraid to say that the person is SD Knack. I think that he deserves a mural.
Yeah.
I saw a post. Shout out to Al Divino, who's another one I think that should be on as well. But I saw a post from Al Divino saying, how does Lynn not have a mural of SD Knack like that? He's a god.
That's a good question.
I couldn't agree more, because I think absolutely he's changed, I think, the landscape of Lynn hip hop. I think he's given a lot of the artists something to look forward to, or something to match up against. Like SD brought Lynn hip hop to a different realm and a different level that not a lot of artists were able to do, especially in his era. In his era, there were in my opinion, I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. In my opinion, in his era, there were only a handful of really, really dope Lynn rappers. In this era, I think we're gifted having like a whole, a plethora of talented Lynn artists. But I think back when, SD was like really kind of, the younger years, literally a decade ago, there was only a handful. And SD, Paranom, Tragic Allies, like those people, I think were the real forefront of gifted Lynn talent in hip hop. So my first thought was like, SD, and then my second thought was, well, then Tragic Allies, and my third thought is, well, Rec Shop. And so I'm happy to say that all of those people that I just named, from Tragic Allies and Rec Shop, all those people will be honored on the mural. Let me backtrack a little bit. I know I'm all over the place. Let me talk about the mural real quick. So the Lynn Hip Hop mural itself is something that I thought about last summer in response to Al Divino's post, as I mentioned, and I immediately hit up my boy Michael Agahawa. Shout out to Michael Agahawa. Michael is a muralist from Lynn. Both him and I received our, I guess what you could say, like our art education. We became artists through Raw Artworks. That's a organization where I'm currently working as a teacher, where he went, I went. That's how I learned film. That's how he learned how to be a painter and an artist, and has helped us get to what we're doing today. And so anyway, I hit him up. I'm like, yo, bro, this is crazy. I think that he's right, Al Divino, and I think that we really should, like, who else but us could do this? Like, me being in the realm of hip hop, having done the Grindhouse thing in this podcast and meeting all these different super talented artists, and Michael being a super dope muralist from Lynn who loves and is up on the Lynn hip hop culture and really supports the artists like that, and really fucks with the artists and works with the artists like that. I was like, who but us?
He makes album work as well for a lot of the artists here. So.
Absolutely. So he was the first person I hit up, and I was like, we should work together on making this thing come alive. And so the original thought was honoring SD, and then pulling back from that is honoring all the people that really, in my opinion, started that wave of Lynn hip hop. The good shit that we get today, I think, was started from them. Tragic Allies, Rec Shop, like those two entities, I think, were the biggest contributors of Lynn hip hop. And I think that it would only make sense for those to be the first people who are honored on the mural, regardless of who votes for them. Because the rest of the mural itself, just to explain the rest of the mural, it is an interactive mural between the artist and the community, which means the community actually are going to be the ones to vote for the artists who end up on the mural themselves. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just going to be me and you deciding, oh shit, like, we like this guy, put him on the mural, we like this person. Same thing with Michael. It's not like us three kind of, putting our thoughts of who should be selected. We want it to be as decentralized as possible. So what we want to do is actually open up to the public to be able to vote on who they think should be selected into the Lynn Hip Hop Hall of Fame. And this is not something that we want to do just for just a 1 year thing, a one-off. We get these artists on the wall, and then we kind of move on from it. We celebrate, and then we move on. We want this to be a yearly thing. This first year is going to be the most inductees because it's the first year, and we're, in my opinion, overdue for something like this to really give artists their flowers. And Lynn hip hop in general isn't really given the flowers that it should be getting, even outside of Lynn. Like we were talking earlier, like many podcasts ago, like in the beginning of the year, about the Boston Music Awards and how there's no Lynn artists represented in the Boston Music Awards. Like, we get overlooked all the time. It's time to say, fuck it, let's make our own shit. And this is what this is. So beginning with the honorees that we feel like have contributed an immense amount to where we're at today, Rec Shop, Tragic Allies, to the rest of the slots, which are going to be voted on by the public themselves. And so just to break down what we're looking at, the mural itself, the first year, which we're hoping spring 2022 or summer 2022 is when we'll have the mural up. We're still looking at locations. Nothing's locked down. But what we're hoping is that 10 rappers get inducted the first year, 5 producers, 5 influencers of hip hop, meaning you don't have to be a rapper per se or a musician per se, but you need to uplift the hip hop culture. So 5 people who uplift the culture in different realms. You could be like us, media people. You could be a manager. You could be a guy that owned a studio, and you just like whatever your contribution is. Like these people should be also recognized, not just the musicians, but also the people that support the musicians. So there's 5 slots for that, 5 slots for producers, 5 slots for rapper, and the honorees themselves, and then 1 slot for battle rapper. And we talked about this. This is actually a recent change. We thought about how we should go about this. And so for the battle rapper one, it's actually going to be that a 1 slot, and the person who gets that slot is actually going to earn it through battle rapping, a tournament of battle rap. So we're going to have a tournament to decide who should be honored the first year and every year thereafter for the battle rapper title. And so it's going to be a little bit different than the people of Lynn voting for that slot, because it's actually just the rappers out rapping each other, battle rapping to earn that slot. So that should be a fun one, because that's not one that nobody else gets to decide but the person who feels like he's the greatest battle rapper in Lynn. And you got to show it by proving it. You got to get out there and prove it. And so that should be a fun one. But yeah, so, the others, it's like, there's a lot of people I think in the city deserves to be up there. Absolutely. But if you don't get up there the first year, there's the year after, the year after that, the year after that. Theoretically, if you've done enough in Lynn hip hop, you should be out there at some point, because this is going to be it's pretty much the yearly Lynn hip hop award. And it's going to be, instead of a trophy that you fucking hold and you put it on your shelf or whatever, or in your closet, it's going to be a mural of a portrait of you on a mural in the middle of Lynn, so that people can see that you are a contributor of this culture. And for the people that may not know you, your face and your info on who you are is there for people to find out about who you are. And so that's pretty much the basic gist of the Lynn Hip Hop Mural. And thankfully we were able to receive funding for the mural, thanks to the Lynn Cultural Council. Shout out to the Lynn Cultural Council for supporting this project and supporting hip hop, Lynn hip hop specifically, because it's anybody could tell you. I mean, the city doesn't really, this has not been of interest to like anybody, any mover and shaker of the city. And so for the Lynn Cultural Council to support us with a $6,000 grant to make this happen is huge. So thank you guys for that. We're gonna make sure that we do,
definitely make things happen with that. So.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, I don't want to keep rambling on. I don't know if you guys have any questions or if you guys want to jump on. And
I know there's some sort of like sub, like projects that go with it. Do you want to talk about some of those projects?
Absolutely. So, it's kind of a big rollout. So I'll start from the beginning. Our first rollout. It's coming up very soon. So if you're listening to this podcast recently, like we release Tuesdays, if you're listening to this podcast on Tuesday, June 8th, then check out our website, lynhiphop.com.
Yes.
We are officially launching that website Thursday, June 11th, right? Is that the date? June 11th? Yeah, Thursday, June 11th is when we're going to officially launch the site. That site is going to let you know events, what's happening, what events we're throwing. We have a few events scheduled for the summer. It's going to keep you hip on Lynn Hip Hop itself. We're going to have a blog section, which are going to be blogs curated by us, but submitted by you. And so if you're a Lynn Hip Hop artist and you have shit going on and you want to post it on a blog, you can send it to us.
Yeah.
And so we're going to launch that site. Hopefully, not only will it keep people up to date on what's happening with the project, where we're at, what stage we're at, but you can also find ways to get involved, whether you want to get involved with us on the board level. If you have if you yourself are somebody that's been in the scene, the Lynn hip hop scene for a while, and you feel like you have something to contribute on the board level, you are able to follow up with us on the website there. If you are just a really good curator or a listener of this, if you are just a big Lynn hip hop head and you feel like you know a lot enough that you feel like you want to say in what we're doing, We're also looking for curators, people who are hip on Lynn Hip Hop, who can point us in the right direction of people that they recommend to be nominated. And the way that's going to work is before we release voting for the public to tell us who they think should be honored on the mural, we're going to first open it up to a pool of curators who we know are really kind of have their ear to the ground when it comes to Lynn hip hop. That way there's sort of like a curation happening. We're not just like, it's not a popularity contest. It's literally a filtration system to make sure that the best artists are the ones that's being recognized. First from people who know the culture, the Lynn hip hop culture, and then through the general, city themselves. And so theoretically that kind of creates a system of checks and balances, that allow this thing to be sort of decentralized. No one voice is bigger than another. It kind of hopefully makes things fair. And if there needs to be improvement down the line, whether it be next year or the year after, we'll assess and change accordingly. But since this is the first year, and I don't think that nothing like this has ever been done, I'm not sure, but I've never seen it. There's obviously going to be some trial and error in it as well. But the main goal is to give the artists a tool to get the community to really support them. That's the main goal. We want our Lynn artists to be supported by the Lynn community and create like a system of like, not only is the Lynn community benefiting from just being entertained and getting involved and making a difference, but also like we're getting really good music out of it from people who are inspired because they have a new following in their own city. Because if you talk to any rapper in the city, I mean, I don't want to say any, but if you talk to a lot of rappers in the city, their number one complaint is like, man, people here don't really fuck with the music like they do in other places, and sometimes they find that they'll pop off in other places nationally and nobody at home really cares about them.
And they move out of the city and
they're like, the opportunity is there and not here, so why am I doing it here? Let me go over there. We want to stop that sort of mindset from happening, and this is how to do it. We got to roll up your sleeves and assist in the culture, uplift the culture. And so that's what we're doing here with this mural. So if you're listening to this on the week of June 7th, our website is officially dropping June 11th, Thursday. We will have information on what we're doing, more information about the mural, more information about how you can get involved in the mural. If you want to donate, we'll have a section on that. If you yourself are an artist and you want to promote your work, you can send us your any sort of press releases, any information that you want to promote, and we'll curate them. I can't guarantee that everybody will make it on. I mean, there's a curation process, meaning like if you're just some dude that started rapping yesterday and you send us like the most terrible beats in the world, you ain't making it. I'm sorry. Like that's, there's obviously a system of checks and balances to make sure that in general, we want to make sure that the people of Lynn are like, they're going to lynhiphop.com because they want to find out what we know about how good the music is.
You've had to like invest some time into this.
Yeah. So if you don't make it on for whatever reason, no hard feelings, but it's like, it's also being curated by us to make sure that, we're putting our best foot forward and presenting the music of the city in the way that we think it would benefit the city, so.
Definitely.
Yeah. If you just started rapping yesterday, chances are maybe you might not, you might not make it on the block.
Also, we do want to collect some photos of just Lynn hip hop. So if you guys have photos, definitely send those our way. We definitely want to try to make a way for people to upload photos into like a directory. So we're definitely working on that. So
Yeah, so our first official rollout is going to be the website where you can find more information.
Yes.
Then on the 25th of June, we have a show. Here's the thing. If you want to find out who's playing at the show, we have an amazing lineup. I got to say, we have quite the lineup for the show. I think
it's going to be on our website.
It's going to be on the website.
So
lynhiphop.com. You got to check it out to find out. We will be dropping the flyer with information on the show and who's performing at it on lynhiphop.com on June 11th. So you got to peep the website to find out who's performing. But best believe we got some dope-ass performers, including a Lynn legend. I won't say who yet, but a Lynn legend will be also performing at the show. Is going to be lit. So you'll find out on the website once you check it out.
So, nice.
John, as like sort of like an outsider perspective of the project, do you have any questions?
I mean, Edwin answered the question as to where do we got to go to donate, right? Because I can only do so much as a non-curator of anything hip-hop. But, like, I think that's so sick. For the show itself, I mean, where is it gonna be?
Thank you for asking. It's
Good
gonna
question.
be at the Lynn Museum in their courtyard. So the Lynn Museum courtyard is where the show's gonna be. So it's gonna be an outside event. It's gonna go from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's a 2-hour event, short, but there's gonna be we have 7 performers. We're gonna have a little cipher segment, and we're gonna have artists who are selling their artwork and stuff like that. So actually, if you are an artist out there, the event itself, we're catering it. We're kind of celebrating. Well, we're not kind of. We are celebrating BIPOC artists in Lynn. And so, if you're a BIPOC artist in Lynn and you have artwork that you'd like to sell, go on lynnmuseum.org. Our event details are on that website, and you can find ways if you want to be a part of that. You can. So yeah, we'll have a dope lineup of artists. We're gonna have artists selling their artwork there. It's gonna be a good time, man. It's gonna be a good time in the city. And this is the shit we need, especially after COVID, being fucking locked in the house for so long. We need to get out there and mix with the people again, mingle.
Like I haven't seen any sort of live event since pre-COVID.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's fucking dope, man.
Yeah, and so that's just okay. So we have the website, we have the mural. Those are 2 pretty big fucking things, and then we have the show, which is also another big fucking thing. Then we got the motherfucking vinyl. You have to talk about this because this is what you've been working on. So tell them about the vinyl.
My man's got a vinyl. Okay.
We're getting some vinyl. So we're gonna do a vinyl compilation. I've already been reaching out to artists to donate songs, and I would say all the heavy hitters in Lynn have hit me back, and they've all agreed. I'm not going to name names till we get everything settled, but I'm super pumped for it. We're going to have Michael, who's the muralist. He's going to do the album cover, which is fucking dope. We're going to pretty much hopefully add some dope photos of history of Lynn hip hop. In the packaging. It's just gonna be fucking cool. So hopefully we can drop more info soon about that and how to order it and whatnot. But
yeah, they're sorry, John, what you want to say?
No, I'm just saying I love that that type of stuff because it's gonna be so sick. Everything that's coming out is just gonna be so sick.
And it's tangible too. You can spin it. You can we want to add a booklet so you can go through the booklet. Man, it's just I'm super pumped. I love that type of stuff. So for me, it's dope.
So there's still more. We got there's more.
There's always
before
more.
I talk about more, I just want to actually give a shout out real quick to our team. So it hasn't just been the 2 of us working on this and Michael Agahawa as the muralist as well. I want to give a shout out to Justice Bourne of Rec Shop and of Bridging Gaps because he's been a part of the team as well. And Jay Moon has been a part of the team as well. So it's been the group that's sort of been overseeing this project has been me, you, Michael Agahawa, Justice Bourne, and Jay Moon just joined us as well. And so, I believe that we each, have our strengths, what we contribute, what we put into the table. Us being the media kind of people, Jay Moon being the music exec, Justice being overall a legend, but also just an event legend, and so he's been putting on shows in Lynn forever, and putting artists on, giving artists opportunities forever, and then obviously Michael as the muralist, great. He's got murals already in Lynn that is mystifying. He's actually working on one right now. That's so dope. Is Ernie's Market. So check out Ernie's Market. We're in downtown Lynn. He's working on one right now.
He started it, right?
Yeah, I'm shooting it. I'm shooting some stuff for him. I'm making a video for that. So that'll be out hopefully soon as well. But dope. Yeah, he's amazing. So just shout out to our team of people that's been really working to make something beautiful happen. And that's what it's about. Getting together. Putting your resources together, putting your mind power together, and coming up with something beautiful for the city. And this is what this project is. So just want to give a shout out to those before we continue on with the with the other treats that we got set up for this stuff, because we've been
working. And it's been we've been working on this for quite a while. So
so next event that we have planned. So just to recap, for all you keeping score at home, we got the mural that we're working on. We have the website that we're dropping with all the information that you need, along with ways to get involved. We have the show coming up on the 25th. We have the vinyl coming out. That's 4 things. We also have another show coming out. This one, so Art in the Park is the event on the 25th, on June 25th from 6 to 8, where we'll have a plethora of different artists. The thing with Art in the Park is 2 hours, and it's about, for the lineup that we have, it just gives us enough time for like each artist to perform 2 songs. We want to do hip hop in the park August 7th, and so August 7th will be hip hop in the park. Will give us about, I'm hoping, 6 hours. 12 to 6 is what we've been talking about for time frame. 6 hours of Lynn hip hop, and so it's gonna be almost like, it's gonna be. I'm looking at it like a festival. For Lynn hip hop.
Yeah, definitely, and also like we'll have vendors and stuff too, so you can support companies that support hip hop and whatnot.
Yeah.
So
if you want to get involved in that, reach out to us. Let us know. We definitely. I mean, it's a ways away, so we're definitely haven't booked anything for that. So if you're interested, reach out to us, and we can we'll definitely follow up with that. Just to go back, I forgot about one important one. This one is sucking. This one's sick. We've been talking about. Shout out to Jay Moon, as we said earlier. He's a part of our board as well.
Yep.
Jay has this great idea that he's been talking about, and I don't want to give away too much because I think this idea requires the element of surprise. But just know Jay Moon is working on something really, really, really dope for the city.
it's very like clever.
Yeah, it's very
it's
clever.
cool.
It's gonna be a good time. There's gonna be video of it, so you will be able to see it even if you don't go.
True.
But I can't really talk too much about it because there is an element of surprise to it. It's almost like the best little clue I can give is it's almost like getting the golden ticket from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That's the most we can say.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah. So anyway, more to be revealed there, and you'll be able to see it because it will be filmed. But that's all I can say there. So that will happen sometime in the summer, and of course then we got hip hop in the park. And then to close out the summer, I want to actually get Justice on soon. We've been in contact with Justice. I would love him on this podcast, and I want to talk to him about Culture Talks. He's got a Culture Talks that he wants to do in August, at the end of August. Hip hop, past, present, and future. Lynn hip hop, past, present, and future. I believe, and so we want to actually sit down and have like a whole conversation with a panel of people. I'll be on that panel. I believe a few of our counterparts, Michael, J Moon, will be on that panel, and a slew of others. I won't say too much because this is Justice's, and he's the one running this project, and so I want to hear from him as opposed to me talking about something I barely know about. I just agreed to be able to do it. I think it's great for the culture, and I obviously think it's great for the mural because it's like this is exactly what the mural is honoring those who have contributed to hip hop, who have done something big for the city, and I think something like Culture Talks, where we get to talk about that, it's gonna be amazing and powerful.
Yeah.
And so look out for that. All I can say about that is that it's gonna be somewhere at the end of August. But overall, man, this summer is gonna be a very, very fun summer. There's gonna be a lot to do. I think Justice also has a Bridging Gaps festival sometime in July as well. So there's just gonna be a lot of stuff.
It's July 10th.
July 10th.
I think so.
All this information, by the way, will be on lildurk.com, so definitely keep an eye out for lildurk.com. Officially dropping June 11th. That's a Thursday. So, all this information, if any of this has interested you, that's where you can go to find out more about that. And I'm really excited about that, just because, like I said, one of the goals, I think one of the things that we've done well with Grindhouse that we're kind of moving towards more of a kind of a greater goal for the overall city is just finding ways to unify and uplift each other in hip hop.
Definitely.
And I think this whole project, all this whole rollout that we have, I think does exactly that. And so definitely excited, man.
Word. All right. Let's move on to, we got a couple album reviews that we should do. So Lil Baby and Lil Durk put out a joint album last week, Voice of the Heroes. So what do y'all think? Y'all like it? Y'all hate it?
I can't say I hate any Lil Durk music because I don't want to die.
All right. So I listened to this in a couple different situations, right? So I was at pre-production. I was telling y'all I try to vacuum my house to listen to this at the same time, and this ain't it. Like, you should not be trying to vacuum your house and listen to it, because like it's got to be like a good tempo feel. Like, you got to either be like a little bit upbeat, or it got to be like deep thinking music, right? Like, at least for me when I'm cleaning. This music had me on an emotional roller coaster. Like, it was a great album. Like, just like, I never realized how much depth you can really go into with, like, I don't know that much about, like, the Chicago, like, drill scene, or rather, like, how that whole, Chi-Town rap group, like, kind of like area kind of develops their music. But that album was very multi-dimensional in a very unexpected way, coming from somebody who's very ignorant to that scene. Like, we listened to Lil Durk's album, I think, earlier in the year. Now we listen to this Lil Baby album. And yeah, man, that shit's sad. Like, a lot of the stuff that they talk about, when you really unpack it and really give it some thought about, like, what they got to go through on a regular basis, it's almost as if, like, I imagine what, like, dealing or growing up in, like, constant, like, Middle East, turmoil must feel like. Like, there's a line that really stood out to me, where somebody said, riding around with my, my peoples, and they're on pills and we got pistols on us. And it painted this really, like, grim image where I thought, it kind of comes back to, like, you guys ever read about how, actually not even read, like, I think Vice did a documentary where they were talking about, like, the Compton rap scene, and there was a song that that Kendrick Lamar was on, but it was like this other rapper, I forget his name now, but he talked about how his brother died, and they were talking about, like, how I really be drinking, I really be smoking, and it wasn't a party song. It was like a really like it was masked, you know what I mean? Like, there was a lot of pain in there. So this album, as I was listening to it, it felt like there was just a lot of pain, and I didn't expect it. Like, they talked about Vaughn a couple of times, like King Vaughn. And I was just like, damn, like, that, like, his death doesn't even seem like it was that long ago. It was like a couple of months ago, it felt like, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, like 3-4 months ago.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, like, to hear it on wax, it not that, like, like, respect the dead and, like, rest in peace. And I know his family goes through a lot, but like, that whole family, I'm not talking about his direct family. Like, I'm calling, like, that whole hip hop scene family, because it seems like everyone knows each other and they're connected, right? And it just felt like what they talked about, it was just so common. You know what I mean? Like, if they had a rest in peace list, that could easily have been, like, longer than a whole album. And but yeah, like, the stuff just stood out to me, and I wrote down that I really liked the Still Running song, and I had to remind myself while I was talking about why I wrote that song down. And it's because for me, I love Meek Mill, and his voice, I think, really fits that whole, like, he's kind of being, like, a little bit like Jay-Z in a way, where he's jumping on tracks with, like, other artists now, and, like, really talking about growth, and they're talking about what to do with your money and whatnot. So, like, when I heard Meek Mill on there, I was a little bit caught off guard, because when I listen to new albums, I don't look at the track list. I don't look at who's on the track. I just hit go, and if something really, steps out and, like, connects to me, I go look at what that song is, right? And that song was it was good to me, and I was glad to see Meek on there doing his thing, talking his, his regular Philly type shit, but on the grown level. And then just everything else, I was like, damn, like, so I wanted to come in and ask you guys about this. All right. I don't know a lot about the new rap, like, scene. I know a lot about car stuff, right? I'm the dude that you could talk to about all types of car stuff. And I noticed that there's this new thing, right, in the car community. It's almost like a sad boys club, if that makes any sense, right? It's like there's a lot of sad boy like stickers, or there's, like, Forever Alone, or, like, Heartbreak Crew, or something. Just like weird things that I'm like, I get it, you know what I mean? Like the emo, like, single life, Forever Alone kind of vibe. But the reason I bring it up is because it's like
lonely
that's, like,
at the top.
Yeah.
It's lonely at the top.
Right. So like when I heard like when I listened to the album, I immediately thought about that because I'm like, yo, I don't get it, man. Like that's a sad boy scene, but like these Chirac dudes will like fucking kill you, and yet like their album is like dimensionally, it's so like it's like it grasps you in. You're like, damn, I feel sad listening to this stuff.
Well,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean, clearly, like, those dudes definitely have, like, PTSD. Like, Dirk lost his brother 2 days after they dropped this record. So, it's like, it's crazy what they have to, like, go through.
so my question for y'all is, do y'all think, like, with that, like, how frequently, like, life loss is occurring, right? In terms of just that scene and how we hear about it all the time. Do you guys think that that has actually become, in a way, like, its own genre of rap?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely think. I mean, come on. First of all, I mean, I think it's pretty natural. The situation that these Chicago rappers are in is a pretty rough situation, man. Like it's not a simple thing because like when you kill somebody, like we all acknowledge what's happening, which is like, you know, this community are killing their own. You know, they're you know, one person dies and the other person. But it's because like all the pain obviously involved and you kill somebody and like, you know, but that the perpetualness of it is the most depressing part of it because like I was actually watching something. There was a show in I think it was like the early 90s called Rock, and like there was like it got this like literally I was watching this video that popped up on my feed, but the guy, the host of the show, is talking about like, you know, over racism, over slavery, over lynchings, over all this horrible things that has been done to us as a people, that has been done to black people. The worst thing what is and continues to be black on black crime, and you know, the killing of each other, you know, and I feel like a lot of that stems from the retaliation aspect of it, the gang aspect of it, and you know, when you kill somebody, you know, obviously like the most human emotion to that, if you're a human being, if somebody you love was murdered, is to get revenge. And so that's like a vicious cycle that keeps repeating itself in Chicago that these people can't seem to snap out of. And it's literally costing Durk his entire family. And it's the most depressing thing. Like, I don't find this to be funny. I don't find this to be even like interesting in the sense that like every time I see this happen, I grieve for Lil Durk because it's like, yo, how many people do you have to lose before, you know, like before you just kind of give up on just humanity, you know what I'm saying? And so it's just it's sad to see this happen to one person continuously. The whole Chicago epidemic, the murders, the violence, like it can't be solved simply because there's a lot of loved ones that has been lost in this war, and so it's not something you can just make disappear. But it is absolutely, I feel like the over, you know, a lot of things, the killing of each other, your own, you know, like family, essentially, like that's been, I think, the saddest part of this whole thing is like, man, especially if you're in a position where you're not eating and they not eating, instead of trying to kill each other, man, there's got to be another way. I know that sounds cliche and fucking preachy. Maybe it's just the wine talking, but it's just like, you know, Durk losing another family member. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. It's just like, how many of these do you have to do before you're just like, all right, man, like I got to do something different. You know, I hope that Durk, especially because he's been somebody who's just so talented. Like, Durk is absolutely talented. His music is amazing. He's also a fucking amazing athlete. He's a great basketball player. He's gifted, and he deserves to be where he's at now.
Yeah.
But at the same time, one more second. At the same time, you know, hopefully at some point he's able to connect and figure out a way for people, because I'm sure he's still healing. He's just lost his brother, you know, but hopefully at some point, you know, maybe he could be one of the saving graces of that whole community and figuring out a way to just get past the violence and the anger. Somebody's got to find a way, and if it's not somebody from within your own community, then who could it be? You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I was gonna say is like, he's so obviously like I would say within the last year or two, he's been like really peaked in his success, and it's like must be really hard to, be at his level of success, and then all of this like negative shit is happening along with it. Like you're losing family, but it's also you made it as an artist, and I don't know, it just can't imagine. Like, it fucking sucks.
Yeah, man. Like that album, like with everything that's happened and stuff, it's just like it really kept painting the picture of like the reality of it, and I couldn't help but, like I said, like Edwin said, like feel the grief within those lyrics, and it's not that the album is bad. I thought that like they did a lot and worked a lot. There's a lot of content in it that it just was like to absorb it all was like it could easily just make you just be like, damn, life is too damn short. Like, it's captured over like a really good beat. And they're very talented, and like the flow and everything is very Chicago, but I couldn't help but just be like, man, like I wish this isn't what they had to talk about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, that's tough, man. Shout out to Lil Durk, but at the same time, condolences to him and his family for yet another loss. Had a album release with another great artist, Lil Baby, and on the same week your brother passed away. It's when those things happen, when you have success right next to tragedy.
You're
just
celebrating
makes the whole
a release,
thing.
and then yeah,
I can't imagine, man.
All right, let's talk about so Peter Rosenberg, who is a DJ on Hot 97. He's also like a wrestling personality. He dropped an album with a bunch of artists called Real Late.
I didn't listen to it, so I can't
Wow.
talk about it.
I think you would like this record. It features a lot of like upcoming sort of rappers. Like you have Vel the Wonder on there. You have Crime Apple. Honestly, I was surprised that like SDNAC wasn't on it.
Yeah.
Like because he plays SDNAC on his Sunday night show on Hot 97. So
no, I agree with that sentiment, because I was actually looking at the track list after I listened through it, and I was like, man, the beats sound like something that SD would speak on.
And he, like I said, he does play SDNAC on his Sunday night show. He's played the hidden character. He's played El Divino. So yeah, I was very surprised to not see any of them on there, but yeah, it was a dope record. Very very New York vibe, like just like just a straight hip hop album, no thrills, like yeah.
I want to paint the picture of if this album made me feel like I was in like some like underground, like show, and everybody got fitteds on. Yeah. And it was just the gritty, like not like even like it wasn't even on some like Dipset level talk about selling drugs the whole time thing. Yeah. It was just like if you was a rapper's rapper and you just wanted to show off bars,
this is your album.
Yeah, just had some dude just playing the beats in the back that it's like the beats
just like bob your head to it, and
yeah, exactly. I was like, I want to put a beanie on, like a 7XL hoodie, and just like, you know what I mean, just like
drink a skunk beer and shit, and just hang out, yeah, it was really good. Fucking dope features, man. Like he had Method Man on there, just a ton of like talent. What was your favorite song?
All right, so this is a multi comment thing. So I really love the song Woo Generation, right? The beat was really clean. I didn't even know who second generation Woo was.
Yeah. Same.
So I'll give credit to Peter Rosenberg for this, because I had no idea who they were. Like the rest of the tracks were good. Like I was really like happy to hear Mayhem Loren on there, because like he has like Mayhem to me feels like a rapper who he's a big, scary looking dude, right? Like really just burly, like guy who always has chains on, but his voice is it's so nice. You know what I mean? Like like he doesn't come off as a scary dude, right? So when I heard his voice, I was like, "Yo, Mayhem Lorenzo."
He kind of
like
he kind of sounds like Biggie. He has that same kind of like cadence to his voice.
Yeah.
Definitely just on that song. Like I've heard him on other songs that I didn't really quite think that, but on that song I definitely got some like Biggie vibes. Yeah, man. You know, I love that. You know, Velda Wonder is an artist that I've definitely been like listening to lately. And it was just dope to see like her on an album, like especially someone like Peter Rosenberg, who's like, you know, he's a pretty renowned DJ in New York, so it's pretty dope.
Yeah. Yo, I went on a second generation Wu deep dive. Yo, that crew, I have a lot of high hopes for them, and that's just dope music that they're putting out, and I really liked it. But otherwise, yeah. Right.
I will be listening to it after the podcast, so I cannot give my thoughts. But it sounds dope. But you guys made that sound like I need to listen to it right now.
You do.
What would your official grade be?
It's just my type of like hip hop music.
Give me a grade.
Like,
give me a grade.
So I'm gonna say an A because I enjoyed the record.
Rosenberg.
The beats were dope. The features are dope.
You just want to work for Peter Rosenberg.
Yo, give me a job. Give me a job. Give me a
I'm
job.
Critics trying to acting.
I just don't want to move to New York, but just give me a job.
You know, Critics trying to channel his inner Peter Rosenberg with the Lynn hip hop vinyl album. I know you are. That's what you're trying to be the next Peter.
Yeah.
What you're saying is this is actually Chris's version of this album. This is what he's curating.
Maybe that's what I'm doing. Wink, wink.
The album, Ed, I think is it's a high A. You know, like it's like
Damn.
I would give it an A-. I don't believe in perfect albums. There's no such thing as a perfect album.
Nah, fuck you.
But this album is you know, I can't even complain about the length because I really did listen to it front to back to front.
Wow.
You know, even shuffled it. And it was just good vibes. Like, you know, it says a lot when you could bang it in the car, then also like clean the house to it.
And then be
just,
on a
like,
boat.
have it on. Yeah, then actually.
John's on a boat.
Yeah. I did that actually for the pod. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to see, I wanted to feel the music in multiple areas. So I figured
the boat test.
The boat made sense. So it passes the boat test. It was a speedboat, but still, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I couldn't hear it, but it it's fine. All right. Well, I think that's it. Unless you have some final thoughts.
No final thoughts really. Besides, absolutely check out our website, Grindhouse's website, grindhouse.store. Just to replug everything I talked about before, we have the website dropping June 11th, Thursday, June 11th. Well, we will be releasing the official lineup of our show on June 25th at 6 o'clock at the Lynn Museum Courtyard. So check those two things out. If you want to get in the mural, involved with the mural somehow, all that information will be on the website. So Peep those two things. It's going to be a very exciting summer. It's going to be a lot to do. And hopefully, we'll do it all in service of Lynn hip hop. So, if you fuck with us, if you like what we do, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, tell your friends, come to the show on June 25th. There's many different new ways of supporting. If you want to donate, if you got bread, if you want to donate to the Lynn Hip Hop Mural, that also will be on the site. So, in general, y'all, thank you guys so much for rocking with us. There's a lot more to be done. There's a lot more that we'll be doing, but we are very grateful for the support that we've gotten. And it's an honor, honestly, to just keep doing this.
Hell yeah.
Because this is it's been great. So, Anyway, you guys take care. Until next time. Peace.
Peace.